Welcome to the Humshaugh Net Zero video on electric vehicles. Humshaugh Net Zero is your community interest company that was formed by residents to evaluate how Humshaugh can reduce its carbon footprint to net zero by 2030. Last year, Humshaugh Net Zero undertook a carbon footprint survey, and this showed that car transport accounts for 26% of the household carbon emissions. That's 1,400 tonnes of carbon dioxide each year. Walking, cycling and using public transport are excellent alternatives to using cars. However, in a rural community like ours, most people do rely on car transport. Electric vehicles are now a viable, low-carbon alternative to petrol and diesel cars, and this short video will explain about the reduced carbon footprint of electric vehicles, how easy it is to drive and charge an electric vehicle, and how much it costs to buy and run one. Do electric cars have a reduced carbon footprint? Carbon dioxide production by petrol or diesel cars comes from burning the fuel in the engine. For electric cars, carbon dioxide comes from any fossil fuels used in the production and distribution of the electricity that charges the battery. Using 2020 government figures, a medium-size electric car can produce 30% of the emissions of a petrol car, due mainly to the fossil fuels used to generate the electricity that drives the electric car. If the electric car is charged with electricity generated by low carbon sources, for example wind, solar, hydroelectricity or nuclear, carbon dioxide emissions are 2% of a car with a petrol engine. What is it like to drive an electric car, and how easy is it to recharge? Driving an electric car is extremely easy. In fact, it's just like driving an automatic diesel or petrol car, but of course an awful lot quieter. The big difference is that to drive an electric car you need to recharge the battery, where of course with a petrol or diesel car you put fuel in the tank. To recharge the battery of an electric car, you need a charge point. If you have off-road parking, you can have a home charge point. And indeed, you can get a government grant, or you may get a free charge point at home when you buy a new electric vehicle. If you don't have off-road parking, you can use the village hall charge point, or one of the increasing number of charge points that are publicly available, such as, for example, down in Hexham. Plugging in an electric car is extremely simple. The length of time it takes for the car to recharge depends on three things. First of all, how much charge there's left in the battery. Secondly, how much charge the battery can take. And thirdly, how powerful the charger is. As a rule of thumb, with a home charger, an overnight charge will completely recharge any battery. Here at the village hall, it will take a few hours, and on the faster public charge points this will be an hour or even less. With improvements in chargers, the time taken is coming down all the time. As you have seen, plugging in an electric vehicle is extremely simple, and how long it takes to charge is shown on the dashboard. Because there is no fuel duty on the electricity used to charge an electric car, it's much cheaper than the cost of driving a petrol or a diesel vehicle. For example, if you charge your car at home using off-peak electricity, the cost is 15% of the cost of travelling the same distance in a petrol or a diesel car. The exact amount you pay depends on the price of the electricity, and charging at a public charge point is more expensive than charging at home, but of course it's an awful lot quicker. Paying at a public charge point can be simply with a credit card, or you may need a dedicated card, or alternatively a mobile phone app. A big issue with electric vehicles is how far you can drive on a full battery, and this is known as the range. Three things affect the range of an electric vehicle: the make of the car and size of the battery, how fast and aggressively you drive, and also how cold it is. With my Renault Zoe, in the summer I can drive for 260 miles on a full battery. In the winter it's nearer 180 miles. With more expensive electric vehicles already the range is over 300 miles, and with improvements in battery technology the range is increasing all the time. However, if you only drive within the northeast of England with existing models, you can already easily get to where you want to go and back home again afterwards without having to recharge. How much does it cost to buy and maintain an electric car? As with any car, prices vary with make and the model. Using information in the February 2021 Which Car Guide, small electric city cars such as the Volkswagen e-Up or Smart Car cost less than £20,000. However, their range is not high. Small and medium cars such as the Volkswagen ID3 or Renault Zoe with a range of over 200 miles cost £27,000 to £30,000. Whereas larger cars such as the Tesla and electric SUVs can cost considerably more. In addition to the government grant towards the cost of a new electric car, which is currently £2,500, most dealers will offer an attractive discount on a new vehicle. For example, the list price of my Renault Zoe is £27,170 plus VAT, or £32,604. However, following the government grant and dealer discount, I actually paid £22,600 including VAT. In addition to fuel costs being lower for electric cars, servicing costs are also less, because there are far fewer moving parts in an electric car to maintain and repair. For example, no gearbox, no valves, no pistons. The annual service charge for my Renault Zoe at a main dealer is £90. So we hope this short video has been helpful in explaining how easy it is to drive and recharge an electric car, the fact that they don't cost the earth to buy or to run, and most importantly that an electric car has a much smaller carbon footprint than a petrol or diesel car. We recognise that there have been many topics we've not been able to touch on today, and if you do have any questions, or if you'd like to be taken for a drive in an electric car, please get in touch either in person or through the Humshaugh Net Zero website. In the meantime, happy low carbon motoring!